Among the key figures in the push to find vaccines and treatments for the coronavirus are volunteers who've been given drugs to see if they're safe and effective.
Well, I think they're incredibly important. It always amazes me how dedicated those individuals are.
Ray Goodrich is executive director of the Infectious Disease Research Center at Colorado State University, which was contracted by the U.S. government to develop a challenge strain of the coronavirus. Challenge.
You purposely expose the recipient to the agent that is the causative agent of the disease.
Volunteers inoculated with a promising vaccine are then deliberately exposed to the coronavirus to see whether the drug protects them. You don't have to wait for a certain number of patients in a study to become naturally infected to get the results you need.
It means that the time that's required to get an answer is much shorter.
This sped-up approach to vaccine testing, used previously to fight influenza and malaria, is controversial. Infecting folks with something as potentially deadly as the coronavirus does raise ethical concerns. The British government has announced it will start the world's first human challenge trials for COVID-19 in January, involving healthy adults ages 18 to 30.
It must be overseen by an ethics committee, and the volunteers must have full consent, and they must select the volunteers in order to minimize their risk.
Trial participants will be given antiviral drugs.
I want to make it mean something, even if it means I will be sitting in a bed not feeling too well. If it means getting a vaccine developed and out there, I think it's worth it.
When I read through these, the background in terms of explaining what the risks are, it was really amazing to me that you get people that are willing to sign up for them.
Goodrich's university hosts one of the few biocontainment labs in the country that's equipped to make a highly pure strain of the coronavirus, which it's currently doing. With the virus all too present in the community, making the natural infection of volunteers much more likely, and with several vaccine candidates close to being ready, there are no plans for U.S. challenge trials at the moment.
It's a backup to a backup to a backup. Using the sports analogy, you don't score if you don't take shots on goal. And the more shots on goal you take, the more likely you are to have successes.
And save lives, no matter what method you use. Hendrik Sabrandi, CGTN, Denver.